All right. Okay. Now imagine me with my shirt on. Good evening, everyone. 1 million Knicks fans held a parade in Manhattan today to celebrate the Knicks championship. Yeah. Making it the second June parade that celebrates men who are good at handling balls.
Good parades.
Mayor Mamdani gave every member of the team their own key to the city. And afterward, every criminal the keys to their homes. It was one of the largest parades in the city's history, with the team kicking it off at Battery Park and ending in Madonna's hot tub. All right. Joy Behar said she warned Vice President J.D. Vance that he should be nervous when he appeared on The View because the girls have many receipts. She left out that they were for hay and feed.
Oh, boy.
The man who had sex with a corpse on a New York City subway has been sentenced to 5 years in prison, causing one nervous woman to immediately call her lawyer. I mean, longer than 5 years. A high school French teacher was fired for having girl students kiss each other during class. Parents were appalled, but the male students claim it was the greatest class they've ever taken. The Obama Presidential Library opened today. Celebs like Springsteen and John Legend were there. Stevie Wonder also showed up, and even he said the library looked terrible. Michelle Obama revealed that she performed the Heimlich maneuver on a choking friend. And that's refreshing, a first lady that saves someone from choking. And finally, the city of Annapolis, Maryland, put out an emergency preparedness guide claiming that gay people are more likely to be affected by natural disasters. And it's true. Hurricane Dawn has blown every gay in town. Was that necessary? I don't know if that was necessary. All right. Let's pretend that never happened. So Janice Lewis George won this week's D.C. mayoral primary. And just like her fellow Democrat socialist Mamdani, she's promising all sorts of free stuff, from transit to childcare. True, even the chalk outlines around your corpse come free of charge. Meanwhile, in New York, another Democratic socialist named Darializa Chevalier is running for Congress. She advocates seizing private property, abolishing police and borders, and called all deportation wrong. All that's missing is famine.
Swish.
Yeah, thank you. And she even doubled down when asked recently.
All deportation is wrong. Is that something you still believe?
That phrase, yes. I still believe that all deportations are wrong.
Well, that would seem to also include people who were convicted of breaking U.S. criminal law. Is the deportation of those people wrong?
Yes.
Great. So vile rapists get to stay. It's like Motel 6 on Epstein Island. Would have been nice to ask a follow-up question about the consequences of such policies, but they rarely do. So why is socialism still a thing? Well, for one, socialism's appeal relies on deliberate ignorance of its role in history and the lack of knowledge of basic economic principles. In simple terms, it needs stupid people. On top of that, socialism has the greatest publicist in history, academia, painting a picture that leaves out all the dark parts. It's like a pet shop that sells you a puppy without telling you it's from Chernobyl. But hey, the fifth leg is free. So they push the theory, never the body count. Yet these socialists are fine by the Dems because to them it's still a win. They're called Democrat socialists after all, which is a tell. Socialists must employ a cushier name because the real name scares people. Socialism is bad, but Democrat socialism, sounds milder. It's like renaming AIDS Fun AIDS. But socialism But socialism is only popular before the bill arrives. And they always rely on our wallets when it all goes south. Mass migration raises housing costs while lowering wages. Undeterred crime makes stores raise their prices, then go out of business. And when the debt hits, they offer a worse solution, taxing the remaining capitalists they spent years attacking. They create nothing and sell resentful people the notion of leeching off the success of others. And as the rich people leave, the left consolidate their power and never have to prove it works. They just have to say that capitalism is worse. Because if you want people to embrace a terrible idea like socialism, invent a nightmarish alternative. Tell them the planet is dying, democracy is ending, everyone will be homeless, broke, and eating canned cat food by the end of the year. In other words, the way Kathy Griffin lives today. And the old socialists who know socialism kills, they never tell the young zealots. Hell, Bernie's been selling socialism for decades. He talks about free college, yet skips over the shortages of luxury items like food. He talks equality, but we end up equally miserable, except, of course, for him. Worse, he sounds like he hasn't taken a good dump in 6 weeks.
In there.
Finally, those like him manipulate people's compassion, convincing you that capitalism is greedy, socialism is cuddly. No. Capitalism raised more people out of poverty than anything in history, and socialism in its various forms has killed more people than Dr. Fauci on his period. Fauci. Why is that? Well, one depends on enterprise and the other on envy. Capitalism says if you see someone excel, why not emulate them? But envy says no, it's just easier to mock achievement than demand your own share. Which socialism will give you, no strings attached, except the strings that control you. See, socialism ignores human nature by taking away the incentive to do stuff for yourself. You start expecting and then demanding others to do the stuff for you. This might be the worst tax of all. It's not on your paycheck, but on your own individual ambition. It doesn't just kill economies, it kills your soul. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He looks like a guy who routinely refuses a breathalyzer. Fox and Friends weekend host Charlie Hurt. He hates Pride Month so much, he won't back into parking spaces. Fox News contributor Tom Shalhoub. He looks like the guy who steals your weed, then offers to help you find it. Comedian Sherrod Small. And she considers Kate Moss a plus-size model. New York Times bestselling author, Fox News contributor, catch up. Charlie, you're quite eloquent on economic issues. Why do you think that socialism gets an exemption from the demands of evidence that we almost require daily from capitalism? Like capitalism, you measure it every single day in the markets.
Yeah, it really does get the greatest PR job of, and I think part of it is has to do with the fact that you have the Democrat Party that's pushing it, and so the media just falls right in line. The thing that, to me, that is most alarming about it, though, is that the reason the Democrat Party is getting dragged in that direction is because of young people. Mm-hmm. And no one is explaining to them, they haven't read this, I guess, or maybe they're just super compliant, which is something that we never, that was not a problem that we had. And we saw this during COVID, where young people are so eager to be told what to do. You describe for them the most powerful government ever devised by man, socialism, and they're like, yeah, that's what I want, because I want to be told what to do. When we were like 20 or 13, for that matter, we just wanted to not be told what to do. And if you did tell us what to do, we would go and do the exact opposite thing. And the idea that like when I was 18, you would tell a girl to put on a mask, she'd be like, she would kick your ass.
Yeah.
And today, it's like, no, please, tell me to put on a mask. They've never been happier than when they were told what to do.
Generally, when I was 18, the girls were telling me to take off my mask. And get out of their room!
Back through the window.
Exactly.
Tom. How did socialism, how is socialism still able to cling to the compassion label?
because the media helps them put a friendly face on it. Look at these people. All the commies are smiling. They're having the greatest time. And we've been talking about this on all these shows on Fox, that all of the energy in the Democratic Party is coming from the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America. The commies are the ones who have all the money, right? And they are having all the fun, and they're winning the elections. But they're sneaky. They're sneaking in, okay? The thing is, they should man up and just go full commie, and they should leave the Democratic Party because they're not Democrats. If you talk to the mainstream Democrats, I don't know, take your pick, somebody like, the guy from Pennsylvania, Shapiro, whatever, they don't have the same beliefs as these people, but they just want to ride the coattails of the Democratic Party. I think it's time we split it all up. 4 parties at least, like they have in Europe.
Yeah.
And if we did that, if we had 4 parties, I think MAGA is about 40% of the country, maybe a little north of 40. The socialists, what do they got, 18? Maybe 20 if you're being generous. The other Democrats, maybe 20. And then the Republicans who hate MAGA, there's like maybe 10.
Yeah.
MAGA will run away with it. If we do it like the way they do it in Europe, the right wing in Europe is very small. But here, the real right wing is very big. I want to split both parties, 4 parties. MAGA will win every election.
Wow. Sherrod, I'm sure Tom stole all your talking points.
Tom's different now, man. I used to spend Father's Day with Tom, me and my daughter and his daughters in Central Park. Now he's commie this, commie that.
What? Are you? You don't like capitalists?
No, I like capitalists. I just don't know what year it is, just yelling commie out like that.
What just fell out of your pocket?
It looks like a device that's used.
Smoking weed. I went to the parade earlier, so yeah. Nixon 5, baby.
You know, I think that's time to announce a new segment that we like to call
Sherrod No News.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Now they call. First of all, what's that first chick's name again? Because that name is hard to say.
I know. I butchered it. Argriala Miraglia Burgundica.
I think
Sound
that's
like you-
right.
Yes.
Sound like you fell down a verbal flight of stairs. I mean, they young people. They don't mean they're getting.
They're
voted
taking
in.
your money, Sherrod. If you made money.
If I claimed it, I don't pay taxes on anything. I send all my stuff offshore with yours. Thank you, one person. But listen to me. Everybody seems to be worried about communists and socialism. It's like we want to get what we vote for. Mm-hmm. So if people want this, let them have it and let them get spanked by it. If it don't spank them, then maybe they like it and that's the way they want to live their life. But I'm not going to get all, blindly tied up in a ball because somebody wants to go a different direction than I want to go. Mm-hmm. Right?
I get you, but I'm not high.
Well, Tim, I will say this. I don't know who's socialist or commie, but I do know that my Mary's Muslim, my Bagel's Jewish, and my Timothy's Chalamet. City of 5, Nixon 5.
Kat, that's the most eloquent thing he's ever said.
It's up there.
I was just trying to imagine what would happen if I came in just wearing that. Without any weed in my pocket at all.
We can
I
swap
will.
outfits.
Yeah, maybe I will. And I'll see.
What do you make of this? Are you disturbed by this? Do you feel like this thing is growing? Are you worried? Semi-worried?
I feel like to some extent it is. I feel like it has very good branding, as you said. I feel like it comes off as very compassionate but I think Republicans do need to kind of ask themselves why they keep winning. And I think it's because they tap into a frustration that younger people have, where they feel like the American dream is not attainable to them. They feel like, well, I was my parents' age, that they had a house, they had the kids. These things are more expensive. Mm-hmm. Socialism is not the answer. But I think Republicans need to be louder about, okay, I understand how frustrating it is expensive, or how expensive it is to have childcare. It's wildly expensive to have childcare. But just saying, okay, free childcare, is that A, feasible, and B, a place where you'd want your child to be anywhere near? For me, that's a hell no, right? So I feel like doing the branding of, we see how frustrated you are, here is how capitalism can work to pull you out of that. And here are some solutions and answers for this, because these are not the right answers. I could not be more against this as the solution, but they tap into a frustration that a lot of people have, where things are more expensive, even when you do adjust for wage growth. Things have gotten harder. So just kind of tapping into that, hey, I see you. I see how frustrated you are.
I just love the fact that Sherrod is pretending like that's exactly what he was saying.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I.
That's what I was saying, Greg.
Exactly what I
Greg,
was
she
saying.
just said it in the white people language you understand, Greg. Exact word for word, verbatim,
Yeah.
verbatim. Verbatim.
Like, you think that that's what you said?
That's what I said.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.